Okay.
Awesome. We'd love for you to share, Janice, just a little bit about who you are, what had you be here, and a little bit of your journey.
Thank you, Benny. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your very crazy, busy Friday. I really appreciate it. I've known Benny for a few years, and she really is the main person that made me come over to Trinont. Not just the amazing products, but people as well. I was with another company and I was, just plugging along. Everything was great. And I noticed that a few of the leaders, like the big leaders, were leaving and I wanted to know why. And then I see Benny's name pop up with another company and I thought, okay, this is it. I need to know. And these were women that I really valued their input and I wanted to know what would make them leave a company that I thought they were pretty happy at. So I contacted Benny and she said, you have to try these products. They just blew me away. But before that, we started talking about the compensation plan. I have to be honest, it was really the compensation plan, even before the product, that really piqued my interest. I mean, what company pays you 7 different ways? I mean, that's unheard of in affiliate marketing, network marketing. I had to look into it. So she gave me some samples. I tried those and I was completely blown away. I was sold. I know my husband would appreciate me telling his little story in here. He was actually the first to try the product Enrich, which is a digestive enzyme. And he would have his burger and his beer and what he called his dessert, which is his bourbon. And then he wouldn't be able to go to sleep at night. He would sit on the couch for, a couple hours past bedtime because he was bloated and, disgustingly full. And the Enrich on the first day made him realize, and he's a guy that doesn't take anything religiously. He has to be told, what to take. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. Sorry, Trent, I see you're on here, but you know what I'm talking about. So he took it and that was it. His bloating went away. His digestion was so much better. He started working out a little bit more again, and now he's on everything. So that was the first thing that really made me realize this product has huge impact for everyone. And then I took the Glow Collagen and I'm on the Nourish now. And I just can't say better things about a product line. And I am the person that will try absolutely everything that everyone gives me. But if it doesn't work, that's it. It's pitched. But Trinont is the real deal. The people that I've met, the impact products, and the compensation plan is amazing. So thank you, Benny, for introducing me to it.
Oh, well, you're so
Really appreciate
welcome. I can remember when you messaged me about, how things were going with the products, and I was just absolutely thrilled for you. And the other thing that I just want to mention is that Janice has promoted to the rank of Pearl in the company, and we have a special guest who's joining us tonight who's going to talk a little bit more about the products and the business side of things. But this is the 3rd rank in our company. It is a huge accomplishment. And I know for you that, in that amount of short time has been a huge success. So I'm super proud of you, first of all. And I'm so grateful for you being part of our team and just, sharing your love of health and the products. So I'm going to introduce you guys next to someone who is just amazing. I need you guys to know that Miss Veronica Singh is on tonight, and this is super special. Veronica was one of the first people I met when I had questions about the products, and she has been absolutely amazing. She has the best product knowledge. She has the most amazing business mind. And there's something about when she talks, it just makes sense. And I hang on to every word. So we are in for a treat tonight. She's also a new mama, you guys. So thank you so much for taking time out of your night. You're also a full-time multi-business owner. You and your husband, John, have been wildly successful in not only this business, but other endeavors. And you have been featured in third-party publications such as Prosper Magazine. And you are just one of the most incredible humans that I've met since I've come over here. And I'm so excited for you to share a little bit more with us um, about the health products and the business side of things. So without further ado, Veronica.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Benny, for sharing that warm introduction. And I know Benny is a little humble. She won't share the success that she's had, but I actually have to just give it back to her. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity, if you haven't met her yet or haven't gotten to know her, she's also had a lot of success as well, very quickly getting started with us. And it's really awesome when you see somebody come in and do incredible things, but it's a whole nother thing when you see someone that comes in that has a genuine heart to serve. And the one thing that I appreciate the most about working with Miss Benny Martin is the fact that like the people that she is working with, like Janice and other individuals in her team, like she truly gives back to the people that she's working with. And there's nothing better than having incredible leadership and being connected with an incredible community of people. And Benny, that's something that you bring to all of us in Trinant. So I just want to say thank you very much for your leadership and what you do. And what I'm excited about sharing with you guys tonight is kind of like my journey and what has transpired, not only for me, but again, thousands of people that we've been able to help over the last, gosh, it'll be my 8-year anniversary in Trinant as of February of next year. And so it's been an absolute like blessing in my life and the many other people we've been able to serve. But what I would love to do as I'm sharing my story is I would just love for any of you that are on here, maybe looking at information for the first time, or you received an invitation from Janice or maybe even Benny. I would love, if you want to type it in the chat window, I would love to know why you accepted Janice's invitation or why you accepted Benny's invitation. I would love to know that if you feel like sharing in the chat window. And while you're kind of typing that in, what I'm going to share with you is just kind of my story and what transpired. So back in 2016, I actually was working a full-time job in IT operations. I don't know if there's any IT individuals on here, but I was working in that space for a couple of years, but I was living the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And it was actually a little bit worse than that. And the reason I say it was worse is because I had over $116,000 worth of debt. A lot of it was student loans. And then I had, my credit card debt that I call my bad mistakes in college. And then also I had a car note. And so I was actually looking for ways to make extra money because I, A, wanted to get myself out of debt, and B, I didn't want to keep living, making a paycheck, paying my bills, and then not having any money to live, an incredible life. So I quickly got introduced to Trinant from actually one of my husband's best friends. And I'll tell you, I was actually the person who was super skeptical at first because they were talking about how they were teaching people financial literacy and financial education. And being the fact that I had my background in finance prior to working in the IT space, I'm like, what can they teach me about finance that I don't already know, right? This is what I thought. But here was the reality. I got to work with incredible people who actually are way smarter than me, way more successful than me. And they taught me some incredible strategies that the wealthy have been using for centuries that I had no idea ever even existed. And so in a very short time frame, I was able to start building a business on a part-time, spare time basis, literally in the cracks of my schedule, because I was working anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week. In fact, by the way, can any of you relate to this? Working maybe whether it's 40 hours a week or up to 60 hours a week, but you do so good at your job that your boss is like, you're an awesome employee. I'm going to give you more work, but I'm not going to pay you more money. Can anybody relate to that? Because I lived that for a handful of years and I kept asking for a raise, but I never got it. So long story short, I decided to build a business, and in 60 days, I was able to replace my income from my full-time job. And then I basically waited a month because I wanted to make sure the money was real. And in May of 2016, I fully walked away from my corporate job, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur ever since. Now, I don't share any of that to impress you at all with what I've done, but to impress upon you that when you have the right culture and community, and when you have the right mentorship, and then you have an incredible lineup of products and services with an amazing compensation plan, it's pretty darn easy to run through brick walls and help a lot of people. And so it's been an absolute blessing because my husband and I now over the last 8 years have traveled all over the place, being able to introduce individuals to this incredible opportunity. All right, so that's a little bit about my story, but I want to read these comments real quick. Kelsey says, I was invited by Benny. I have autoimmune issues. She thinks maybe helped by these products. I love hearing that. Thanks so much for sharing, Kelsey. Kelly says, just started the Glow and came here to learn more about the company and the products. I love it. Add the possibility of winning free stuff. Love it. Love it. And I think, is it Laura or Lori? If Benny tells her team to cheer, we cheer. I love it. You met Janice and you met Benny. I love it. Thanks for showing up, guys. I really appreciate you sharing that in the chat window. Okay, so let me dive into this. And I promise you, we're going to be here for like the next 3 hours. I'm kidding. We're going to be here for like the next handful of minutes. And I'm going to go through this information pretty darn quick for you guys. And then what the great part about this is just to give you a pretty good overview of what we do. But then afterwards, if you have any specific questions about products or services, we'll make sure that we can follow up with you to answer your questions in full. But tonight is just designed to give you a quick overview. So Trinant is actually an old French word that means change life. If you've never heard of our company before, it's okay. It's because we don't have billboards. You're not going to see a billboard for our company. You're not going to see a TV commercial. You're not going to see, radio ads, none of that. The only way you would have heard about us is through somebody. Okay, but here's what I want to share with you is our story of how we got started. So the company was founded in 2013 by these 3 incredible gentlemen that you see on the right-hand side. And actually in 2016, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to fly into the corporate headquarters and meet these 3 gentlemen. And what I will tell you is these 3 gentlemen are some of the most successful people I've ever met in business, but they're so humble, you would have never even guessed that they were the owners of the company when I had the opportunity to meet them. And the reason I say that is because they were dressed in literally like jeans and a t-shirt, and I think one of them had a blazer on. But I just want to quickly tell you their background so you can kind of understand the success of what they've had in traditional business. So Mr. Barry, who happens to be the CEO of our company and the brainchild behind Trinant, he actually works in the real estate space as well. So he's actually done a lot of land development. He's got a big mountain range in Utah that he's developed. But what's really interesting about how he got started in his business career is he actually built the trading platform that is now used by the company TD Ameritrade. So if you've ever heard of that big company, he actually helped build a trading platform a long, long time ago. And then Mr. Bland, who happens to be the president of our company, actually ran a company that did over $1 billion in sales, but they were specifically helping the 5%ers, individuals who were already successful entrepreneurs. And they were basically teaching those individuals how to take what they've made in their businesses and increase their wealth. Okay, so when he heard about the concept of what Trinant was doing, where they wanted to take that financial literacy and bring it out to the masses, the 95% of people, he was on board with that and really loved the vision of being able to do that. And then the third gentleman that you see here, Mr. Ruslosi, he's actually been a part of 10 successful startups in his career. And you may not know all of them, but the one company you're probably familiar with is Ancestry.com. That was one of the startup projects that he was a part of years ago when it first got started. So here's what I always say to that. If you've had 10 successful startups in your career, are you going to let your 11th fail? Probably not, right? And so when I had the opportunity to meet them, it was really awesome to hear their vision of what they're doing. And their mission is really simple. They want to positively impact 1 billion lives for good. And they want to do that within their first 30 years in business. Now, how they do that is with 3 specific pillars that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. But the cool thing that I want to share with you guys is that I personally believe documentation beats conversation 100% of the time. And if you've never heard of our company, the cool part about it is the fact that we are highly documented. We've been featured in multiple third-party publications like Salt Lake Tribune. We've been featured in Utah Valley, which is another Utah-based magazine. But we also been featured in articles in Prosper. And then also we've been featured in Inc. 500 magazine. And we were featured in Inc. 500 not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I want you to know, in our industry, do you know there are less than 6 companies that have ever done a 3-peat in Inc. 500. And the cool part about what we're we're featured for is being in the top 7% of fastest growing privately held companies in America, with our products and services being ranked number 23 out of 5,000 companies. That's pretty powerful. And I believe that that lends a lot of credibility to the fact that we have incredible products and services. So here is how we focus on what we're doing at Trinont, is with 3 simple pillars. And those pillars are helping people with their health, and then also helping people with education and tools and support to help them build a wealth legacy for their family. And then the third pillar is our community pillar. And here's what I love about this, is if you actually think about New Year's, every New Year's, would you agree that people make New Year's resolutions? Yeah, right? But what are the 2 top New Year's resolutions that most everybody has? Okay, you could probably guess it in the chat window. Number 1, it has something to do with their health, whether it's losing weight, getting in shape, maybe eating healthier, right? Maybe even feeling better or getting more energy, whatever the case is, something to do with health. And then the second one is either making more money, maybe learning how to invest better, maybe setting up a retirement plan, right? Something to do with finances. Our goal is to positively impact households across the globe with those 2 pillars so that you can not only have the financial resources to live a great life, but also so that you can gain your time back and then turn around and go donate some of that additional time to your local community. And I want you to just envision for a moment, imagine 20 years from now, if we had more people across the globe just donating even an hour's worth of time every single month to their local community. Could you imagine how that would positively impact the communities that people are involved in? And this is the vision of what Trinont has. And I love that so much, because we don't just want to help people make a lot of money and do all these great things. We want to teach them how to go give back. And one of the biggest community projects that my husband and I actually did was when I was still pregnant with my son, we actually went out to Mexico, and in 2 days we built 3 houses. I think there was about 40 of us that went out there. We built 3 houses for 3 homeless families. And that to me was the biggest blessing I could ever just give back to somebody that I'd never had the opportunity to do that before. And those are the types of community projects that we do all the time. Now, what I want to first tackle is our high impact products. And here's what I'm going to do with you guys. You could see there's a ton of products that we offer. Okay. And I'm not going to actually go through every single one of these, but here's what I am going to share with you is that our impact products are truly products that have an impact and a result like ASAP when you take it. It's not something that you have to take for, 30 plus days before you see a massive result. Like, people have such impact. Like, you hear some of the stories you heard about Enrich. People can take the Enrich, feel that their belly bloat is not bothering them, or feeling better as soon as they take it. That's what we mean when we say impact products. And so what I'm going to highlight for you is you're going to see there's 5 categories worth of products. Now, those of you in Canada, just cross off CBD, because CBD is actually only available in the US as of right now. And eventually our goal is to get it into Canada. But there are some, regulations and red tape with Canada law and having CBD products out there. So what I want you to first and foremost understand is you're going to see we have a core set of products. Okay. And our core set of products are designed to do 3 simple things. Number 1, positively impact your gut health, because your gut is your second brain. 80% of your immune system resides in your gut. And so if you can get your gut in balance, you can get all of your overall health in balance as well. Second thing that our core set of products is going to do is provide all the nutritional benefit that your body needs on a daily basis in order to have a robust immune system. And then the third thing that it naturally does is, of course, build up and strengthen your immune system for your overall wellness. Then we've got our beauty set of products. Now, here's what I want to share with you about the beauty products. Okay, our beauty products are not just designed to be beauty products in terms of like helping with skin, helping with great hair, like our liquid collagen. But I want you to know that our beauty products also have some great benefits for what they can do to your body at a cellular level. So I know there's a lot of women on here today. So I want you to think, hint, hint, wink, wink, hormone health, what it can do from the inside out with, again, positively impacting joint health. So that's also something that's benefit for men. And then also think of it from beauty from the inside out. Okay. So imagine if your cells are really healthy on the inside that's naturally going to have an impact on your largest organ, which is your skin. That's where the beauty benefits start to come in from a cellular level. Okay, third set of products we have is our stamina line. And I'll just ask you the question, how many people have you met in your lifetime that as they get older, they need more energy in their life, right? Like I probably meet more people today that are looking for energy. Okay, so we have an amazing stamina line, which is great for athletes who want more endurance, or even just regular individuals who might not be athletes, but they just want to have more energy throughout the day. Okay, fourth thing is our personal care products. And our personal care products stem from skincare products, as well as an oral an oral personal care set of products, which is a toothpaste, a mouth rinse, and stuff that's for your oral care. Okay, so those are our top impact products. Now, what I want to highlight though, real quick, is I want to highlight one of our biggest impact products, which is our enriched digestive enzyme. And I know, Janice, you talked about this with your husband, and this is also a product that's been impactful for me. But here's what I want to share with you of why this is such a powerful, impactful product. Okay, this is actually our number 2 top referred product. And it's because it's so powerful is what it does is it optimizes digestion. I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. Have you ever eaten a meal that might be heavily processed or maybe just cooked, or it's a big meal, and then after you eat that meal, you feel tired or bloated, right? Like Janice, I know you talked about the bloating. Okay, here's why that happens is we all have enzymes in our body. Okay, and if you didn't know this, all raw food in its raw form has enzymes in it. Okay, but here's what's something to note. Once you cook your food above 118 degrees, you denature the enzymes in your food, which guess what that means? It makes it hard for your body to actually naturally break down that food. So your body has to overwork using a lot of energy to digest your food. This is why if you've ever had a big meal, you feel tired afterwards. So here's what Enrich does. It comes in and it's a plant-based full spectrum enzyme. And in this little video, you're going to see that we're going to take a heavily processed snack pack pudding, and we're going to show you how quickly this can work to actually break down all the different food groups that are in this little snack pack pudding. Now, I don't know how healthy a snack pack pudding is, right? But this is such a great little example to show you just how quick it can work. Now, it's sped up just for purposes to be quick, but this usually takes about a couple of minutes if it's just sitting there. So what you would do is you would take 1, maybe 2 capsules of Enrich before you have anything cooked or processed, and it's going to go to work to do all of the energy stuff that your body would normally do to break down that food. Now, what this also does is it allows for proper nutrient absorption. When your food can be broken down to the smallest molecular level, your body can actually absorb the nutrients from that food easily without causing taxation on your body. Okay, so not only does it optimize digestion, it increases your nutrient absorption and improves comfort after meals. Now, here's what Enrich did for me. I have struggled with severe gut issues and autoimmune issues since my early 20s, okay? And really my autoimmune issues, I learned, stemmed from my gut health being so bad, okay? But here's what happened. Once I started on Enrich, which was actually years after I had already started working on my health, once I started on Enrich, I was dealing with, prior to taking Enrich, not going to the bathroom regularly. Okay, so I would sometimes go up to 2 weeks without a bowel movement, which is not normal. Day 1, when I took Enrich, the very next day, I had a bowel movement, which was crazy for me. I'm like, this is nuts. Maybe it's a placebo. But I stayed on the product and I became regular. And that blew me away because I had been irregular for literally 7+ years of my life. Okay, now here's what's even more powerful. In the first week, because I was finally getting the toxic stuff out of my system and it was no longer sitting in there, I lost 5 pounds of belly bloat. And then 8 months later, from being on this product and a handful of others, within 8 months, I literally went from 7 years of distress to feeling like a normal human being, to where now I'm 34 years old and I truly feel healthier in my 30s than I did in my early 20s. Okay, and that is the power of our enriched digestive enzyme. Now, for today's purposes, I know most of you are actually in Canada, so I'm going to skip our CBD because I know most of you guys are in Canada. But what I want to quickly highlight is one other impact product with you guys, and this is our Glow Liquid Collagen. And our Glow Liquid Collagen happens to be our #1 top referred product. And any of you ladies on here ever taken a collagen before? Even if it's not our collagen, go ahead and drop in the comments. I would love to know if you've taken collagen before. And what I love about our Glow Liquid Collagen, is it's very unique than any other collagen out there. And there's for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a liquid form of collagen. So if you've ever been familiar with taking a pill form of collagen or a powder form of collagen, liquid collagen is much more bioavailable, mainly because it's in a liquid form versus a powder or a pill, which your body has to use a lot of its minerals to process something that's in its powder form or pill form. Second major reason it is powerful is inside of that liquid collagen is also 14 different superfoods. And all the superfoods do is provide your body the essential vitamin C and other vitamins that your body actually needs to properly absorb the collagen. So remember that collagen is a structural protein. It doesn't matter how much collagen you ingest. It all matters how your body can break it down and utilize it. So that superfood blend helps with the absorption of it. And then the third thing that makes it very unique is we just talked about enzymes, right? Enzymes play a very critical role in breaking down different food groups. So inside of the collagen is an enzymatic delivery system. So there are enzymes from plants in there, or I should say from fruits, that help break down that protein so you can get it in its usable form. Okay, isn't that pretty unique? In fact, I learned this, guys. We had the guy who's like the grandfather of collagen at one of our conventions back in like 2018 when we were getting ready to release the product. And it blew my mind, the things that he was talking to us about on the importance of having a good collagen with the blend of all of those different ingredients. So what you'll be able to see, and I quickly want to let Benny, I think you had some individuals who were going to share some testimonies. Do you want to share maybe your testimony? And then I think Trent, did you want to share your testimony real quick as well too?
Sure. I might get Trent to go first. Just my son's coming home from a baseball game. So Trent, why don't you share your experience and then I will share. Does that work?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Matt. So yeah, for me, I started taking the Enrich because, as Benny said, I used to get heartburn daily. With every food I ate, she would say, "Well, what gives you heartburn?" And I would name some foods, and it was just everything: pizza, ground beef, spaghetti, all that good stuff. So within 2 weeks of taking the Enrich, Benny noticed it first because I used to go to the cupboard to get Tums after dinner, and I wasn't going to get them. And it was a dinner of, I think we had steak and red wine, which were huge triggers for me. And she's like, "You haven't complained about heartburn for a few days." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And that was in September of last year. And since then, it's like I've been great. If I forget to take my Enrich for a few days, and I eat too much, then it comes close, but it's just amazing. Like I feel so much better. And on top of that, similar to Veronica, I lost about 10 pounds within the first 2 weeks just from digesting better.
Amazing.
And one of the things that people often I've heard is that maybe your significant other or even your daughter will notice first. And I actually pointed out to Trent first. I said, "You haven't gotten up for Tums tonight." And that's kind of how he realized it. So I'm going to share about my favorite product, which is our Glow Collagen. And Veronica was saying, have we ever taken collagen? I was on a powdered collagen for about 2 years. And I just took it because I thought I needed it. Didn't notice a difference. And I had 2 girlfriends in a week tell me, you got to try this. And one of the girlfriends said, it helped with her rosacea as well as her plantar fasciitis. And that piqued my interest because I had been battling plantar fasciitis for 8 years since Maverick was born. You saw him walk by. He's now 8. Since I was pregnant, it's been on and off again. As well as I had a hip injury. If anybody's ever done jazzercise, I did jazzercise in my late 20s, did a kick, like a kick. My hip was never the same. And I tried everything from physio, both for the plantar fasciitis and the hip. And the hip I had just given up on years ago. So about a week into the Glow, and my feet were feeling way better. My hip was feeling way better, but I thought maybe I'm just having a great week. And then 2 weeks in, and I was like, this stuff is working. And Trent will tell you, I ordered my collagen and I literally was going to the door every day. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just checking to see if that collagen's arrived. That's how much I was excited to get more of it. So that was my first experience with the glow. You might not notice now, but I actually was having trouble growing my hair. And it's now the healthiest it's been probably since Maverick was born. And then one of the real reasons as well for me is like, I don't know about you, but has anybody gone to like the best restaurant or like watched the best Netflix show and you just want to tell all your girlfriends? That was me after I tried the liquid collagen. And one of my friends, Beth, who's not on here tonight, she was in so much pain. She has fibromyalgia and she needed to take a break from our coaching calls we did. And so I just on a whim said, you know what? I don't know if this is going to help you, but this really helped me. And I got that teary phone call 2 weeks later saying, Benny, like you changed my life. This is amazing. So when Veronica says, I really share from my heart that I have heard, I wake up every day to messages from people, whether it's the Enrich or I see Leah on here with the Optimize, so many different products making a difference for people. And that's why I love coming together, just so we can share. And that is my experience on the glow. It is my absolute favorite. I also can't live without my Mojo. And I'm a little lounge singer today, and I didn't have my Mojo because I was sick yesterday. And I took it today and I felt like Superwoman. I was like, so my Mojo I love. And in Rich, we went out for pizza last night. My son wants to open a pizza shop called Doughy and Delicious. So we're doing some research. And I ate pizza, and normally I would get really ill, but I had my Enrich beforehand and I would just not feel good. So now I can eat a couple slices of pizza now and again, and I'm totally good. So that's my love of the products. How about you, Janice? Did you want to share a little bit more about your experience with the glow?
Sure. My experience with the glow, well, I was definitely sold when I saw your hair. You were wearing that Mamacita shirt, your little tank top, and you showed your before picture and your hair was, you could still read most of the shirt. And then the after picture, which was what, 6 months or maybe even 8 months later, it's like, oh my God, I need it because I am in that lovely menopausal zone where I'm also a hairdresser. So I have the opportunity to see women between the ages of like 45 and 55. And everyone is complaining that their hair is literally half of the volume that it used to be. Yeah. And I've been taking it and people say, oh, well, you don't know what I'm talking about with menopause because, you're not there yet. It's like, yes, I am. But the glow is making my hair luscious, not quite as long as Benny's, but we're getting there. I love it. I absolutely love it. But it actually is not my favorite product. My favorite product is still Zest. That is my absolute hands down favorite. I happen to have one right here. Zing. Yeah, for afternoon pick-me-ups. And I do it for pre-workout as well. And of course, I take my Optimize. Thank you very much, Leah McGregor, for telling me about that. I have completely replaced any kind of post-workout ibuprofen with that. But Zest is still absolutely my go-to. I love it.
I love that. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay, so Mojo and Zest, just by the way, those are in our stamina line. So those are the energy products, and they're more than just an energy product. Mojo comes in a chocolate or coffee flavor. If you're a coffee, it's from Brazilian cocoa beans, which is awesome. And then if you are not necessarily a coffee or a chocolate lover, they're a lemonade flavor in Zest, but it's same product, just two different types of flavor profiles. And they basically have ingredients that help with mental clarity, natural energy without the jittery type of effect. Like I'm a person who can't drink normal coffee. It hurts my gut and whatnot. But I can drink Mojo and it doesn't bother me, or I could drink Zest and it doesn't bother me. And then the third thing that's inside of Mojo is some weight management ingredients. So there's actually some natural ingredients that help with not just burning calories, but also with actually sustaining what you eat so you don't feel as hungry as quick. So it can curb your appetite, which is really awesome. But those fall in our stamina line. And those are also probably, I think, our third top referred products. Okay, so we went through a lot of different things, and of course, there's many other products that we offer. So what I always recommend to individuals is when you're trying to figure out what's the best kind of thing for the goals that you have, you'll be able to get back with the individual that invited you and will help you kind of figure out based on your goals what's the right thing for you. I will just note one other thing. I saw somebody wrote something about iron deficiency in the chat. And I will tell you, Enrich is really great. That can be a benefit for individuals like that. But then the second product, whoever mentioned iron deficiency, is our balance supplement. And that's actually our daily multi-vitamin, multi-mineral, and multi-antioxidant blend. I actually have a gal who's a really good friend of mine from Illinois, and she struggled with low iron for a long time. She even had the blood labs from her doctor basically telling her that she was probably going to have to do transfusions because her iron was so low. And within 6 months of taking balance just on a daily basis, she went back, had her blood labs ran, and her doctor literally told her, I don't know what the heck you're doing, but just continue to do what you're doing. And she's been fine ever since. So that's just one really awesome story with our balance supplement. So here's what I'll share with you. If you see value and see an impact like Janice had seen, or like Janice's husband had seen, or Trent has seen, or Benny has seen with any one or more of our products, do you think you'd go tell somebody about it, right? I know when I saw the impact with Enrich, I wanted to shout from the rooftops to every single person I knew that had gut issues, because I had a community of people I knew that had gut issues because I'd been talking to people about it for years. Like, how do I fix this? I wanted to tell everybody about it because I knew so many people that were struggling with some of the same things I was struggling with. And so what I want to talk about as the second piece of tonight is how you can actually plug into our success system and actually earn income, or just get your products and services paid for. If you love our products and just want to get them for free, there's a way to do that. Okay. And our success system is super simple. We share it for like it's and love it's. Individuals that end up liking it will become a customer. Individuals that love it may want to look at actually building a business and creating income from it. So the first way that you can actually get paid, and by the way, I just want you to know that my slides are set up for US, but I'm going to tell you the difference in Canada. Okay. The first way that you can actually earn is for customers that you acquire on any of our health products. And we also have some wealth services that you're going to hear about here in just a moment. And the way that it works in Canada is you actually get 50% commissionable revenue off of every customer that you acquire right out of the gates. Okay, US starts at 25%, but you guys just in Canada, you're lucky. You get 50% right out of the gates. And then on any of our wealth services, you can refer those as well. And you get 35% commissionable revenue on any of our wealth services. And again, you'll see those wealth services in a moment. Now, second way you can actually get paid through our compensation plan is when an individual gets started with you in business. There are different enrollment bundles that they can get started on. And the way that you actually get paid is instead of a set launch bonus like you see here in the US, in Canada, you actually get 50% off of that total amount of products that they're buying in their first month. So basically, if somebody purchases an order their first day, you're going to get 50% off of that in basically a Smart Start bonus. And then if they purchase another set of products before the end of their 30 days, you'll actually get 50% off of that as well in a Smart Start bonus. So again, just a little bit different in Canada than it is in the US. Now, my favorite part of our entire compensation plan and building a business is teaching people how to create what I call time leverage. Okay, if you've ever met any successful business owner, would you agree that a successful business owner who's running a, big business, or even a traditional business that might be a brick and mortar business, that they have other employees that work for them, right? The biggest example I can give you is look at Jeff Bezos, right? Who owns Amazon. Now, Jeff Bezos has a lot of people who work for him. Would you agree that Jeff Bezos is probably not working 24/7 on his Amazon business, but he's bringing in money 24/7 from his Amazon business, right? Okay, this is what I call about time leverage. And how you create time leverage is learning how to build a distribution channel. Okay. And what I love about our comp plan is we have multiple positions inside of our comp plan, but the foundational position in our comp plan is called Jade. And in order to get to Jade, okay, you are really enrolling 3 individuals that say, you know what? I love this. I want to make an impact in my local community. I want to teach people how they can have better health. I want to teach people how they can build wealth. Or even 3 individuals that want to learn how they can get paid to drive a Jeep. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Jeep here in just a moment. 3 individuals get started with you, and you build a team of a total of 1,500 points of group volume. How you earn group volume is very simple. Anything that your team orders from products that they're using, or any of the customers that your team acquires as customers, you get group volume for that. Okay, so you acquire a total of 1,500 points of group volume and you rank advance to our first earn position of Jade. Okay, now here's what's really cool. At the Jade rank, you actually start earning a monthly team bonus of $250 a month. Okay, and that is what I call a residual income, meaning you stay qualified at that position, you're going to continue to earn that $250 every single month. Now, the second thing that happens is at that first earned rank, you actually now qualify for our Jeep program, which means you can go out, you can either lease a new Jeep, you can buy a Jeep, it's totally up to you, doesn't matter what model it is, but you actually put the logos on it and you're going to get $350 in your Jeep bonus. Now, Benny, I'm going to have you update these for me though, because I know this is in US dollar. So can you tell me what the total comes out to with the Canadian dollar? Do you know off the top of your head?
I was actually just texting Trent. Is it 340? He's my numbers guy.
It's 320 for the Jade bonus and 450 for the Jeep bonus, which is a total
Perfect.
of 770.
Perfect. Thank you, Trent. I knew that was my US number, so anybody in US. And then in Canada, you just get the Canadian dollar, which is that 1.28% peg rate. Yep. And here's what I love about this. So I just want to paint a vision for you real quick of why this program with a Jeep is so powerful is number one, if you've ever seen any compensation plan in this industry, have you ever seen a compensation plan that gives you a car bonus at the first earned rank? You could shake your head no, because it's kind of a rhetorical question. The answer is no, it doesn't exist, okay, other than our company. But the second reason I love this so much is we are not just a health company. We really want to teach people financial foundations. And the reason you don't see a luxury car program is because Jeep is affordable. Even the maintenance on a Jeep is affordable. And our goal is actually to help the average individual release a common household debt that most everybody has, which is a vehicle payment. And I want you to just envision, and this is what my life looked like in 2016. By being able to actually get my vehicle then paid for, I was able to then take the money that I was normally spending on a car payment, and I started using that money to start paying down my debt. Okay, and then what was even more powerful is after my debt was paid off, I was also starting to put money aside so it can compound and grow. So from a financial standpoint, we really want to help people actually set up true financial goals for themselves. And one of the ways we can do that is by helping them eliminate that common household debt that they have, which is a vehicle payment. And what I even love the most about this is my husband and I, our Jeeps have been paid off for quite some time. And if we add up all of the bonuses we've earned over the last almost 8 years now, we've been paid over $90,000 in total money just off of the Jeep program alone. And my Jeep's been paid off for years. Isn't that pretty cool to actually take a liability and turn it into an asset? Okay, so that's what I love about our Jeep program. Now, here's what I want to share with you. There are many other positions inside of our compensation plan, and you had heard that Benny was talking about how Janice has reached a position of Pearl. Okay, and you didn't hear Benny share this, but I'll tell you, Benny has reached a 6-figure-a-year position, which is called Emerald. And I know Trent as well has also reached a position of Ruby, which pays up to in Canada, I know it's more than this, but in the US dollar, it's about up to $2,000 a month. But here's what I want you to know about this. The foundational position of Jade, in order for Janice to get to Pearl and increase what she's bringing in on a monthly basis, in order for Trent to rank advance to Ruby, and in order for Benny to get to Emerald, here's all they did. They helped more individuals in their team earn that first earned position of Jade. Okay, that's it. That's how simple our comp plan is. So help more people earn Jade, and you can actually earn all the way up to 6 figures a month is what our top earned position will actually pay out. Okay, which is really, really powerful. Now, as I close out the rest of this today, I actually want to share with you our wealth side real quick and show you exactly how our wealth pillar fits into our Trinot model. But before I do that, the last thing I want to share is we have one other bonus that's pretty darn cool that you can go after in your first 30 days. It's called our 10 and 3 bonus. And in your first 30 days, you can go out and acquire your first 10 customers and your first 3 associates that get partnered with you. And in Canada, instead of it being $1,000 bonus that you earn, it's actually $1,280 that you earn in your first 30 days if you acquire your first 10 customers and your first 3 associates on one of our enrollment packs. Okay, so we call that our 10 and 3 bonus. And I love that because we can teach individuals how to become profitable in their business in their first 30 days. Now, with our wealth pillar, you're going to actually see that we have a handful of services that are listed here. And here's what we're focused on when it comes to wealth. We want to teach you through our comp plan how you can also earn great income on a part-time basis, or maybe you even want to look at this as a full-time business, depending on what your goals are. But our goal is to not just teach you how to earn that money. We then want to teach you how to be wise with it. We want to teach you how you can actually keep more of the money that you're making and then start to build a true legacy for your family. And where that starts is by, number one, giving you access to services that help you make, manage, save, protect, and grow your wealth. Okay, so you're going to know that we have a few different services. Now, credit services, I'm just going to have you scratch that out. That's a US-based service. In Canada, here's what you have access to. You have access to our Hurdler tax app, which is to help you track your tax deductions compliantly. And I want to tackle this real quick because one of the smartest decisions that you can ever make from a financial standpoint is, even if you're working a job right now, one of the best things you can ever do is start a home-based business. Here's why. You have tax deductions that you get access to when you start a business. Whether you're a company that is a Fortune 500 company or you're a small, home-based business, you get the same types of tax deductions as any big business would. And one of the best ways to keep more of the money that you make legally is by being able to lower your tax liability. So by starting a business, you're able to do that. Now, that Hurdler tax app allows you to start tracking your deductions as a business owner in one little app that runs on your smartphone that keeps you audit compliant and that allows you to actually make sure that you're optimizing all of your tax deductions. I'll tell you a quick story. When I got started in 2016, I didn't know anything about tax deductions, but I learned in my first year in business, because of everything that I was doing, I had over $34,000 worth of deductions. Okay. And here's what's crazy. In 2016, it was the first year I had made the most amount of income I'd ever made in my life. And I thought I was going to have a lot of a big tax bill. But because of the way the deductions optimized things for me legally, I ended up having the smallest tax bill I had ever had. But I made the most amount of income I had ever made in my life. Doesn't that seem a little backwards? Okay. The reason that is because I started a business. So whether you understand that fully or not, I just want you to wrap your head around the vision of the power of starting a home-based business and what that can do for you from a financial standpoint. Okay. Other services that you have access to in Canada is identity theft protection services, which is super important to protect your identity. Fastest growing crime in America today and all around the world is identity theft. Okay. And then the last thing that you guys have access to as well is life insurance products. And what I just want to share with you guys is what we're teaching at Trinont is, again, true wealth pillar. So I want to talk to you just real quick about the vision of insurance, not just from a death benefit protection, but what it can do long-term if you actually utilize these as pillars for growing a portion of your retirement strategy. Okay. And here in this next slide, I'm going to play a quick 50-second video that is just going to show you one of the powers of what a pillar of life insurance set up strategically, the way that I'm going to tell you in just a moment. It's going to explain to you how powerful this can be. And it's Mr. Tony Robbins that shares this.
There's a man named Theodore Johnson who worked for UPS. I always use an example because most people say, I don't have any money, my business is eating every penny. And this man never made more than $14,000 in a year, worked for UPS as a driver. When he retired, he was worth $71 million. How do you do that on 14 grand a year? A friend of his came to him and said, you've got to invest. He said, I have no money to invest. He goes, if the government came in and put a 20% tax on you, you'd scream, you'd yell, and you'd pay it, right? Because you have to. We're going to put a wealth tax on you for you, and the money's all going to go to your future self. And that 20% he did, just reinvested over time, built the $70 million. People have no clue the power of compounding. That's the habit that's going to make the difference in your business life and your personal life, and it's what will create lasting wealth.
Okay, so I love that video because literally in 50 seconds, he explains to you the power of compounding. And this is one of the strategies that we teach you inside of our wealth pillar in Trinont. Okay, and that's the most that I'm going to share with you when it comes to the wealth pillar, other than what it has done for my husband and I. So we set up those same strategies. We sat down with a wealth professional. who's licensed, did all the things. Okay. And if we work our strategy correctly, here's what I want you to know. By the time we get to our 60s, my husband and I are literally together with our 2 plans. We'll have over $50,000 a month of tax-free retirement income. And I thought that was the craziest thing when I learned that we were able to do this. I didn't even think it was possible to build something like that. But once I learned that when you actually put your money to work and have it start compounding the way that he talks about, that's how you build that type of wealth long term. Okay. But the cool part about it is there's other strategies where you can actually access that money prior to retirement if you so choose and do other things with it. And so my husband and I have actually done that. And we're actually a story inside of Trinant that most people have not necessarily done that yet, but we chose to because we wanted to create multiple streams of income. So again, whether this is something you want to do for yourself or not, my husband and I, we wanted to get into real estate and we wanted to actually create a passive income source. So we utilized our strategies to where we could access that money that we had started growing over the handful of years that we've been doing this now. And we actually took that money early so that we could actually start investing in real estate. And we built a portfolio, which now pays us a full-time income 100% passively. So again, I don't share that to impress you at all with what we've done, but the fact that we've learned this education, I don't think I would have ever learned this anywhere else. And we were really excited when we learned this, but I will tell you, we were also a little pissed off. And I'm going to say, here's why we were pissed off, is because we started thinking to ourselves, like, why didn't anybody teach my mom this? Why didn't anybody teach my dad this? Why didn't anybody teach his mom this? You know, his father, this makes me emotional when I think about this, but it was the 31-year anniversary as of yesterday that my husband actually lost his dad 31 years ago. His dad was robbed and killed at gunpoint. And his father, unfortunately, didn't pass away with money. He didn't have any wealth. He passed away with debt. And so my husband actually started working at the early age of 13 years old because he needed to help his mom, with income in the household and whatnot. And so I share that with you only because it's an emotional journey for us that I know that he's been through in his lifetime. And we wish that somebody would have cared enough about his father to sit down with him a long time ago and show him these strategies. So when I say this has been an absolute blessing for us, it's a blessing in a multitude of ways. It's not just about the money that we're creating. It's about the true impact of now we get to create a generational legacy that our family has never been able to see. And so I share that with you if you see the value in that for your family and the many other people in your life that you want to impact, that's what we're doing here at Trinant. Okay. And so the last thing I'll share with you is the next steps to get started. The cool part about our business is you have many things that you can use to share our business. When you get started, you're going to get plugged into multiple systems where you're going to have technology that you can use to share things on the go and make it super simple for growing a business right out of the gates with your smartphone. I love these things because they let us do everything. I can literally work from my phone and travel the world if I wanted to. Now, my last thing is to invite you to get started. Okay, if you love the information and maybe you're like, you know what, I like this and I want to become a customer and try some of the products, great. Get back with Janice or whoever invited you. We'll help you find the right products based on your health goals. But if you're an individual who sees the vision like I did in 2016, or who sees the vision like Janice did, or Benny did, or Trent did, and you want to actually build a sustainable business for yourself, and more importantly, go make an impact in your community, then I invite you to actually get started as a business partner with us. There's multiple packs that you'll see here that's on this screen to get started. I'm not going to go through every pack because there's so many to choose from, but here's what I always recommend is you get back with whoever invited you. We'll help you find the right bundle to get started with based on your goals. But if you're a true business owner and you want to actually build out a very successful business, people always ask me, what is the recommended pack that I recommend? And for me, I always tell individuals, if you're building a successful business, you got to think like the CEO of your business. So get started on our Platinum Pack. Our Platinum Pack gives you literally almost every product that we offer here at Trinant. And what I love about that is you get to try all of the different products so that you can find which products are the ones that are best for you and have additional products that you can go and sample out with your first set of customers or first set of individuals that you're introducing this to. You can give out some of those samples so they can try the product for themselves. You get additional discount codes and other credits as well. But really, when you wrap it all together, you're starting a business for a little over $900. And I know the Canadian dollar amount's a little bit different, so you guys can share that offline. But more importantly, we can teach you how to become profitable in your first 30 days and actually earn that back plus profit in your first 30 days if you're coachable to our system. So with that, I am actually done with all of the information tonight. And I just want to share that I super appreciate each and every one of you for hopping on tonight's webinar and hearing a quick overview to what we do. And with that, Janice or Benny, is there any last words that you just want to briefly share before we wrap up and close out?
Benny, can I let you go first?
You unmuted, so I thought you were going to share. I just want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. I've taken some pictures and we're going to do prizes. So whoever invited you, just reach out to them and we'll make sure you guys get your prizes. So that's what I wanted to say. But mostly I just wanted to share everyone for taking some time on Friday and coming to be together and just hear about what we had to share tonight. And I just really want to thank Veronica. It's an honor to have you on tonight. This is actually the first overview you've done for our team, and I'm just really grateful for you and your leadership and what you bring to us here in terms of the leadership. I've just never experienced quite the leadership and the support as I have in the last 9 months here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Janice, what would you like to say as you wrap up?
Thank you so much, Benny. Thanks to everyone who sat through on a Friday night when they could be out at the beach, illegally drinking wine like we were the other night. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Veronica. I really appreciate it. And if I know Benny has all the information, but if you could DM your info for the Nourish or the Complimentary Glow, let me know which one you would like, and I will send that your way. And just thank you again from the bottom of my heart, Benny. I want to say Benny and Veronica. My son told me not to say that tonight, but it is Benny and Veronica, right? I'm saying it. Sorry, Magnus.
Oh, I get it. Like Benny and Veronica.
And I hope that if you're not an associate, that you become a customer, and I'll see everyone in Vegas September.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, and happy Friday night.
Happy Friday.
Guys.